Jared made his voice menacing, even allowed a little bit of his old accent to slip in. Let her know she wasn't dealing with some yuppie from the city who didn't know his way around the backwoods. "Who are you?" "I'll keep that information to myself for now." While he figured out the best course of action, he had no intention of harming this girl. She'd been the only one to show him kindness after his parents' death all those years ago, but that didn't mean he couldn't use her to get into his aunt and uncle's compound. "If you won't tell me, you'll have to tell them." She gestured past his shoulder. Jared glanced in that direction and spied two very large armed men. A normal man would probably be scared, but Jared hadn't felt fear in over a decade. He turned back to face Sparrow and gave her a wink. "Too bad. I was looking forward to getting to know you better." Her eyes widened, her lips parted. She ducked her head, quickly obscuring her features with that monstrosity of a hat. But not before he'd seen the surprise. The fear. Jared waited, calm and patient. He knew what it was to be feared. He waited for her hands to shake and tremble, waited for her to back up a step and realize how close to danger she really was. But she didn't. She lifted her chin once more, and those amber eyes flashed cold. "Jimbo, Bob, I caught me a spy." As if to dare him, she stepped forward and placed her gun within his reach. If they'd been alone, he would have yanked it away from her, but not with two more guns pointed at his back. "You're going to get to know me. Real good." Sparrow's heart raced faster than a damn jackrabbit running from a fox. So much so that all she could hear was a buzz in her ears instead of individual heartbeats. Something about this man tugged at her memory. How did he know her name? Sparrow gave a quick glance back at her adopted brothers, but their expressions gave away nothing. Not that they'd tell her anyway. Something was brewing between those two, something that boded ill for the mountain, and Sparrow couldn't figure out what. She'd been spying and quietly questioning everyone she could trust, but had failed to turn up anything other than a bad feeling. Maybe now she'd gotten the break she'd been waiting on. Then he smiled, and her heart had stopped its furious pace altogether. That wasn't a smile of warmth. It wasn't even a smile of acknowledgement. No, that was a precursor of death. Hard, flat, black eyes did nothing but reflect her own image back at her. Her survival instinct kicked into overdrive, but she smashed it down. She couldn't afford to give herself over to fear. Not here, not ever. When Sparrow was 8 years old, her mama, Tootsie, had finally overdosed on painkillers. Sparrow was the one who'd found her, naked and cold in their trailer. Tootsie's day trade had been her body. Her night trade had been the pills. Always the pills. From a young age, Sparrow had learned that in order to survive, she needed to take care of herself. Then, Miss K. Crowe had taken her in, and Sparrow found herself a turnkey family, one ready for her to move in with for good. One with a mother who wasn't a whore and a druggie. And even 2 real live older brothers. Even then, Sparrow knew Kay wasn't a good woman, but she had to be better than Tootsie. And if she was willing to take in a whore's daughter, she had to be good deep down. That innocent daydream quickly vanished. Her new brothers saw her as nothing more than a brat in need of a good beating, and they relished telling her the real reason why Miss K had taken Sparrow under her wing. Miss K had made Tootsie a promise to watch out for Sparrow, and Tootsie had been Miss K's top-selling whore. "Better turn him over to someone who can handle him." Jimbo's words yanked Sparrow back to the present. "Well, then I guess he better be staying with me, seeing as how you lost the last one." Sparrow let the words drip from her lips slow, like molasses. Jimbo Crowe, her oldest adopted brother, had turned out to be the very opposite of a protective family member. He used to cuff her and slap her around when no one was looking. The abuse hadn't ended until Old Man Squirrel taught Sparrow how to throw a knife. The next time Jimbo tried to corner Sparrow, she used